I gave him everything not because he demanded it, but because loving Daniel Harper felt like loving my future. I just didn't know that while I was building his dreams. Someone else was quietly preparing to love me the way I deserved. When I met Daniel, he was charming, ambitious, and broken in the most tender way. He spoke about success with fire in his eyes and fear in his voice. I believed in him instantly. I was Amara Cole, the woman who stayed when things were uncertain. I held his hand when his business failed. I whispered hope into his ears when he wanted to give up. Loving Daniel felt like a promise I was determined to keep. As the months passed, love slowly became sacrifice. I helped him financially. I put my own dreams on pause. I smiled through exhaustion because his success felt like our victory. Then one evening, Daniel sat beside me and said softly, "Amara, this opportunity could change everything." So I gave him my savings, and when it still wasn't enough, I gave him my mother's last piece of jewelry, the one thing she left me before she passed. He kissed my forehead and promised, "One day I'll give you the world." That day never came. As Daniel's life improved, his love for me faded. His messages became shorter, his patience thinner, his affection conditional. Suddenly I was too emotional, too attached, too available. The woman who helped build him had become an inconvenience. One quiet evening, Daniel looked at me with unfamiliar eyes. "I need space," he said. "I need to focus on myself." But what he meant was clear. He no longer needed the woman who stood by him when he had nothing. He left when life became good. Months later, while rebuilding myself, I met Ethan Brooks. Ethan didn't need saving. He didn't ask for sacrifice. He listened. He showed up. He loved me gently without conditions. Where Daniel took, Ethan gave. Where Daniel withdrew, Ethan stayed. The real revenge wasn't anger or bitterness. It was being loved deeply by a man who saw my worth without needing to be taught. And one day, when Daniel saw me again smiling, healed, and held by someone who truly loved me, he finally understood what he lost. The real revenge wasn't anger or bitterness. It was being loved deeply by a man who saw my worth without needing to be taught. And one day, when Daniel saw me again smiling, healed, and held by someone who truly loved me, he finally understood what he lost. I learned that love should never cost you yourself. And sometimes, the best revenge is a new love that treats you better than the old one ever could. This is Renoma Chronicles. Have you ever loved someone who didn't know your value until it was too late? Comment below.